back in the gym.
For y'all's sake, I'm not gonna be wearing a leotard.
Oh, the surgeon told me not to do this. I'm kind of going against the wills of a professional elbow surgeon, but today I am going back to gymnastics. Some of you guys may know the most famous, most brilliant gymnast ever. Her name is Simone Biles, and she continually beats herself in creating world records. I've been watching a lot of her progress because it kept coming up on my YouTube, and I was like, cool, let's watch this girl. Because she actually grew up in Houston, Texas, like 20 minutes from where I live, and actually when I was a gymnast, I got one chance to train with Simone Biles. So it's kind of like a person-to-person factor, like, oh, my old like teammate for a day. And so I was so inspired by her that I really wanted to do a video where I go back to gymnastics and see what fate is awaiting me.
Most of my early life, basically since I was 3, I spent at the gym. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good, but I trained to be a gymnast until I was like 13. Then when I was 13, I had to get elbow surgery, which forced me to quit. The surgeon told me that I would never be able to do gymnastics again. So I have not even been in a gym for so long.
Simone Biles, you made me do this. Going into this, I'm a little scared because when I actually did gymnastics, I was about 7 or 8 inches shorter, and I was also like a little more than 7 or 8 pounds lighter. Once I actually quit gymnastics, I literally shot up like 6 inches, and I only like just stopped growing.
Nervous, excited, all the above. This gymnastics place is where I spent most of my childhood. The gymnastics place that I actually started at.
For those of you who may not fully understand gymnastics, today we're going to be covering artistic gymnastics, which is the type that I did. Within that, there are 4 events. There's beam, bars, vault, and floor. So this is Cassie. We first met at this gym.
Like 2013.
Oh my gosh, it is
so much bouncier.
I was like this short the last time I was actually in a gymnastics place. She's a coach now, so we can trust her. We're safe. To start off to get my blood pumping, I'm actually keeping my jacket on.
Now, luckily for me, this part wasn't as hellish as it could have been.
You're a lot bigger than when you used to do that.
I know, she was shorter than me when you quit.
After I quit gymnastics, I actually danced for 4.5 years, so that kept up with some of the strength, some of the flexibility, and being able to control my body in different ways. Luckily, some of that was still there.
Okay, I'm nice and warm.
Before you jump into the really extreme and really hard stuff, you gotta do a warm-up. The warm-up that I'm doing is segments that I remember of the official national team warm-up. They might have changed it, I don't know, I'm not really up to date on all that kind of stuff.
I can still do that. Then we did.
And then we did the ring kicks, which you were the only one who could do that.
Me flexing. Okay, middle splits were the first ones that I got, but the first ones that I lost. So, because in dance, they only had us go here with our knees up. In gymnastics, we have to
over. Yeah, there you go. And then bridge it.
Oh no.
Shoulders over your hands and push your legs nice and straight. Feet together.
My face wants to let me do that.
Not bad. There you go. Warm up's done.
Now we're gonna start on floor. Floor exercise. This is the one where Simone Biles is so good. Actually, she's good at everything. Just kidding. Totally kidding.
Oh, geez. As I mentioned earlier, you gotta kind of do a warm-up. And so for the warm-up for floor, we did this thing called basics.
And this includes like basic leaps, basic turns, kicks, some very basic tumbling. However, the very basic tumbling is going to be the maximum of my tumbling.
3 kicks, kick, 3 kick.
After the kicks, we did handstand walks.
I don't have as much upper body strength as I used to.
Oh my gosh, of course, she goes the whole way across the floor. If I make 2 steps, that's a win.
It's more of a shuffle than a hand pickup. There you go.
Oh.
Nice.
Something that I kind of forgot about is that in gymnastics, you obviously have like your dominant leg. Like mine is my left leg.
Good leg cartwheel.
But a lot of times they make you do stuff on your right leg as well.
And we're gonna do bad leg cartwheel.
To keep you, I don't know, well balanced. I don't know the reasoning behind it. Whew. Okay, the pounding on your body that tumbling gives you is actually like it was so unexpected. I didn't expect to be like, ugh.
Yeah! Yeah! So I'm gonna try 2 handsprings now. Person to person, I'm legitimately terrified right now.
Yeah! Yeah! There you go.
Okay, I'm trying it on the real floor now. Death attempt number 1. Yeah! I swear, this is gonna be the coolest thing you'll see all day.
Wow, that was, yeah, no, crazy. That's something that I totally forgot. Again, because like I was just so much tinier. I was just tiny when I did gymnastics. These are a few skills that I was working on. Obviously I had a number of falls and I had a whole big number of disasters that happen, or you try a skill and then flop on your face and you have to get back up and do it again. And so people would call me Tough Cookie. I don't know why, that's just like the kind of the name that was like for me. You have to be tough. Like there's no other way to get through gymnastics if you're not tough as heck.
So like when my kids are complaining like, oh my pinky hurts or my toe hurts, I'm like, I trained with a girl who had like a broken elbow and she was doing granny whip back folds into the pit. Like, don't even come at me with that.
That was me.
Now my favorite part of the floor exercise was getting to do leaps and turns and all the beautiful stuff.
Switch. Yep. Yep.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah.
When you got to the higher levels, you actually got to choose your own floor music to create a floor routine to. Right before I got my elbow surgery, we started creating this new floor routine to this beautiful music that I was just so in love with.
I've been trying to find this like everywhere. I didn't even get to compete this one because then that's when I had my elbow surgery. Dude, this routine was gonna be so good too.
It was amazing. It was so sad.
And it gets faster and faster. As you guys can see, I'm sweating like none other in my life. So next we're moving on to the balance beam.
Ah yes, the balance beam. My friend and my enemy.
For those of you who don't know, balance beam is a 4.5-inch piece of wood.
It's funny because I was not like the super powerful type of gymnast. I was one that was more graceful. Balance beam was definitely my strength.
When I was in gymnastics, this was actually my best event. Out of 10 points, I scored a 9.7 at one meet. This is just for reference of how thin this thing is. These are my hands. Do you understand? Look how thin this is. This, kiddos, this is what gymnasts have to put up with every single day. And imagine falling one leg either side of this. How many times did that happen to you? Countless?
Yes.
Yes, me too. It starts wobbling as soon as I get on. Look how high I am off the ground. Like the ground's like all the way down there.
And rolling back.
Backwards. Spirit lead me where my trust is without border. How do I know when the beam ends?
Tap your toe. Yep.
But seriously, as soon as you get up onto that beam, it is such a leap of faith.
Next, they do long jumps across the beam.
Long jumps.
Yeah.
I'd rather do a standing backflip than do that again.
One more. There you go. There you go.
My dance teachers are gonna hate me for this.
Or not. That is what we call a sit turn. And pull your foot in. Forward. There you go. Up. Perfect. Yes. On the beam, not off the beam. Nice.
To think that I could do that without hands on the high beam is just crazy. Hey kiddos, today I'm going backwards.
Nice.
My goodness.
Cord.
Simone, I'm coming for you. Oh, what happened?
The scary part about gymnastics is you went to practice not knowing if you would fall and like break your leg, or one of your teammates would and like potentially have to quit. That's what going to every practice was like, and there are numerous horror stories that I've lived through. Here's a really good one.
Gymnastics horror story. A long time ago, I was spotting her. I was standing on a mat, and there's this thing called strap bar. To learn different skills, you have to use these bad boys and strap your arms into it. So Cassie was actually on one of the bars. As you can see here, it's kind of low to the ground. So that goes like 7 feet down. And so Cassie was just doing her little swings like around the bar, got up to a handstand and started falling the other way. And she tried to twist out of it, but she twisted and her legs both landed like right here, and she snapped her leg and I was standing right there. Very scarring. Like I didn't go on strap bar for a long time after that because I was too scared.
The third event that we tried to cover today were the uneven bars. Now this was an event that the smaller you are, the easier it is. I was like 5'4", which is really tall for a gymnast. Really short in real life, but that's like really tall for a gymnast. And so this event was definitely difficult for me. There are two different types of bars. There's obviously the ones you see at competition where the girls have the high one and the low one. There's two major reasons why I didn't do this. One, I knew that hanging from my hands and trying to do any of that kind of stuff would be absolutely ridiculous.
Imagine trying to swing around those.
And two, when you get up to the levels that I was at, you actually had to get these things called grips that were like leather things that would attach to your hand that would help you grip onto the bar. It takes like weeks to like break them in and make them perfect. So it was just not like a wise decision for me to do. However, I am gonna do strap bar.
So these things are called wristbands, and when I strap myself into the bar, I don't wanna like get like burns on my wrists.
Go. With your hands, you can just hang.
Okay, and before you like judge me and be like, wow, what a loser, I'd imagine like a 5'8" girl with big thighs that can save lives swinging from a bar. Ah! Wow, my body's so heavy. Oh my god. Oh, Lord have mercy, that hurts so bad.
Your toes went right away from the bar. That was closer.
I literally haven't hung from my hands since 5 years ago. The last event is vault, and this was by far my worst event. Petite and powerful, like that's kind of the way you get to do vault. The reason why I'm not majorly doing vault in this video is because I didn't want to die and I didn't want to hurt myself. But as a substitute, we're going to be focusing on trampoline.
Gosh, this is so aggressive on my poor body.
Yeah. Good. You can do the pipe. Trampoline. And they are.
This was a skill I was working on floor when I quit.
Yay! 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 And the pit flies everywhere.
Y'all may think that this place right here is a lot of fun, but it's actually not.
Fuzz that gets in your eyes and your mouth, all over your clothing. It is near impossible to get out.
You can't get out of the pit. Damn.
The next thing we're gonna do, and the last thing we're gonna do, because Lily's body is
a little tired.
A little bit.
Every day before we would leave, we would do this thing called overstretching, and it was a lot of fun.
So you saw me doing my regular splits earlier. This time I'm gonna put my foot up onto something that's like that high. So this is what we used to do on our way out of actual class, and this is when the coach would come sit on us. Lord have mercy on my heart.
Arms up.
You're kidding.
Arms up.
You're joking.
Arms up.
Oh no. Make me literally go the whole way down.
Absolutely. And hold. And now middles.
Oh god. This hurts right here.
There you go.
I feel like I'm giving birth. Oh my gosh, you're back.
Do you remember this? Oh, the
yeah.
memories.
All of this.
The memories.
Okay, look at my hair.
It was
awesome.
awesome.
Thank you so much. It was
Good
so
seeing you
amazing.
again.
Stay tuned to the end of this video for a compilation of stuff that I used to be able to do. Once a gymnast, always a gymnast. Now, I don't mean that in any physical way, like mentally. I credit so much of my character to gymnastics and to the training and the hardcore, the determination, the fearlessness that you have to have in gymnastics.
I am not looking forward to waking up tomorrow and being completely and utterly exhausted. Like, I already feel like my muscles have like not been worked that hard in forever.
Follow me on Instagram and TikTok right here so you can stay updated with all the videos that I'm doing. Waking up today, guys. I feel so sore. My like lower back is like muscles are aching. My shoulders and I feel it in my legs. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm sore. My leg, like everywhere is just like sore. I feel like an old woman. Like she worked me out hard. First.
Yeah, and then alternating. It made no sense to me.
I know. It's so counterintuitive. Oh, I don't wear size 13 men's Nikes, but I do wear big shoes. My old back flexibility, that's not there anymore, I can tell you that much. Because when we would go to ballet, you have to do like all the posture. And whenever I would stand up, I'd do
the arch.
Yeah, and they just was gone. They knocked it out of me. No, because they used to come, like, we would have 2 feet on here, and Julie would used to come and just put her knee on us and just press down. You were so tough.
Right?
Do we come down or do we kick over?
You can come down and then do your rock and roll. Do you remember the elbow bridge?
That was my favorite.
And then we kick over out of that.
Rock and roll is here to stay.
Rock and rollin' every day. We still do that.
Oh, it's
It is still in the preschool warm-up. Yep. Or back attitude.
I have plenty of that to go around. I'm so funny.
Hey, I laughed. You can't get out of the pit. Finish your hand. What's the hardest part of gymnastics? Not the conditioning, not
It's the pit.
It's this.
First of all,